Hello, world. Quantum mechanics, classical mechanics. Break it down real fast. Classical mechanics, Isaac Newton, is basically the study of matter. It's basically describes like the motion of matter. Let's say, for instance, the rocket is matter. In classical mechanics, we can be precise on when the rocket is going to leave, how fast it's going to go, when it's going to land, what time it's going to land. That's like classical mechanics. Then you have quantum mechanics. And there's a lot of quantums: quantum theory, quantum entanglement, quantum superposition, quantum relativity. It goes on and on with the quantum. But quantum mechanics is like if I can explain, it's like the highest degree in science. It just supersedes everything because it breaks the matter down to particles to be understood. Like everything that is matter that is existing is on a breaking down on a quantum level. Like it has particles like atoms, protons, neutrons, and then those breaks down to boson, quarks, and then you have this God particle. Can't think of it, but anyways. But yeah, so when we're breaking what we perceive as matter all the way down to this form, and that goes from nature, trees, birds, anything that is existing has to or must contain these certain particles. So, but the one I want to talk about is quantum entanglement. It's like we're all connected on the highest form. We are entangled with each other. That's why you can think of somebody maybe 6 months ago, maybe a friend, maybe an old relationship or something like that, and they would call you and you would say, I was thinking about you. How was that so? How is that such a coincidence when we know that there's no coincidence, things happening for a reason? But you can literally think about somebody and then they'll call you and you will be like, I was just thinking about you, man. Because we're connected in this vast 0 point energy field out here. We are so connected, and I think throughout time we try to disconnect ourselves by saying I'm this, you're that, I'm my own person and all this, my name is this and that. But we are like spiritual beings inside this body experiencing life in the human form. But to make that make sense, it's like it's a certain part of us that is entangled with everything in this world. So this quantum entanglement, you could think of a song and it could play on the radio. Why is it so that people can pray for other people? Because it's quantum entanglement. It's like we didn't understand it, but they've been doing it for centuries. It's like your thoughts and everything sends out this ripple into the universe that affects other things in the universe. Yeah. So quantum entanglement is like proof that we are all connected in this vast universe. We are entangled. It's like particles. We consist of particles. Okay, let's say this. Like, let's say the Big Bang, which is not the beginning, but let's say the Big Bang. Boom, one particle. Boom, bunch of particles. Boom, but all these little tiny particles came from this one particle, so they're all entangled with each other, even in this vast ocean of energy. But we are all connected in this spiritual universe, you know? It should be kind of like, to me, I was weirded out at first, you know? And when I start like saying like, okay, I'm not a human being. I'm a spiritual being inside of a body, experiencing life in the human form. I am not the thing. I can't be the thing and the observer at the same time. So that cleared up that for me, saying that I can't be me. I can't be my name. I am not my thoughts. I am just the observer of everything, my feelings, my emotions, and everything. Then I was like, well, what's that thing that's observing it? How do I know? How do I feel pain, and how do I feel these emotions, and how do I know that I'm feeling these emotions? There's something else besides this human form that's making me be the observer of all this. So, bam, I understood that. Then from there, I start tapping into the quantums, I want to say. And I started writing them down, and don't dive into it is what I'm saying, because it's like one of them rabbit holes. Like you get into it, it's like, man, it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But when it comes to the spiritual aspects of it, to know that I'm entangled with everything in this universal web, I was like, that's good. I'm not separate. I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. I am part of a collective whole of this universe. You know, if the Matrix put it out there like this and says that, or they put out this drama on TV, they put out this negative things, and everybody has, okay, a group of people has a bad vibration about this, like, oh my God, oh my God. That energy that they put out is going to ripple and start connecting with other folks and cause a mass disruption. But same thing on the positive level. If it was a lot of people that was aware of their thoughts, and a lot of people that were tapped in and tuned into the universe, if there was a lot of people that was pushing out good energy, guess what? It will affect the whole. It will start just pushing out, pushing out, pushing out. More people will be affected by this good, positive energy. It would affect them in a way. So we're not all that separated. We have been living a life to where we feel like we're separate from everything. but we're not separated. We might want to be separated. I think we're separated when it comes to the way this person thinks, the way that person thinks. It might tend to be like a separation. You know, I might be separated because I think this way and he thinks that way, but that's on a certain scale. But as on a bigger scale, we are all connected. You know, quantum entanglement is like an example of, on the science level of quantum entanglement. Like if I have a left hand glove and a right hand glove, and I put these gloves inside of a box, and I switch the box up, right? If you open up the box and it's a right hand glove, you automatically know that that's a left hand glove. You automatically know with no time, no nothing in between it. It's like there's no time when it comes to entanglement. What could happen here, over here, simultaneously could happen over here. So if you have a black ball and a white ball and you put them in a box, the minute that you open the white ball, you know that the other one is black without no time involved in it. That's quantum entanglement. You just know that fast, like, pew, that's the opposite of it. So, but on a different level, you have particles with the upspin and the downspin. Once you know this one is spinning up, you know the other one is spinning down. Regardless if it's far, far away. I'm talking about the next galaxy, the Andromeda galaxy. You put one on Earth, you put one in the Andromeda galaxy. Soon as you observe this one and know what it's doing, you know exactly what the other one's doing, regardless of the light years away. That is the quantum entanglement. So if we could be over in America and somebody could be in a third world country over there, we could still be quantum entangled, which we are. We are all connected. We are all entangled. And when it comes to things that you want in life, when it comes to a car, and you say, I want this Corvette all black, and you start seeing that black Corvette, you become entangled with that. You literally said, boom, I want that. Bam, you are entangled with that. Boom, you're going to start seeing that car everywhere. We're entangled with everything, but it takes our observation, it takes us to think about it, picture it, to become connected with that. Even though we're connected to everything, but to bring it into our existence, like a house and stuff, like it could be something simple, like I want a house. Pretty soon you're gonna start driving by and house is gonna be for sale. You just entangled with everything, you know. So we are all entangled. We are all connected with everything. It's this observer effect. You know, there was this experiment, like the double slit experiment. Basically, they shot photons through these slits. And when they was going through the slit, I mean, you got to understand that everything is in a wave form, and you collapse the wave into particles. That's then it creates physical mass. But when they shot it through the slits, it was like poof, and it was waves. Sort of like dropping a stone in the water here and a stone in the water here. And you know how it makes those ripples. But if they're close enough, the ripples are gonna kind of entangle themselves. But soon as somebody or something observed the wave, it changed to particles. It just instantly changed to particles. So that's the reason why I like the fact of science. Like, it's one thing to tell me a lot of stuff and for me to believe a lot of stuff, but science is the only thing that, to me, that makes sense of everything. You know, it makes sense because they can study these things and measure these things and become accurate with these things. So, yeah, when science meets spirituality, it is the bomb. I like it. It make sense as opposed to just believing something because somebody said. You know, we got to make it make sense now, you know. We really got to make things make sense. Why is that? Why is that so? You're telling me, why is it so? Why does like attract like? You're telling me, make it make sense. So yeah, man, it's different now, you know. I'm glad it's different because I think for so long, maybe not you, but a lot of people has just been believing a lot of stuff without no proof. You know, we have became so disconnected from source, and we're just source energy. And we become so disconnected from it that it's sort of like we're lost, and somebody come up with something and say, yep, this is the way, but there's no proof behind it. But the more they keep telling it and talking about it, then it becomes a belief for almost no reason. Like, I still don't know why, you know? So it's good to know why things happen. It's good to know why things existing in this world. And believe it or not, it is right now you're in a big energy field. You can't see it, but you don't know how Wi-Fi work either. But you know, if you pull up to somebody's house or business and you can connect to it, you don't know how it works. But you know that there's something that's going to connect your phone to their Wi-Fi system. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Quantum entanglement, quantum superposition. Things could be existing in multiple states. Seems crazy, but when understood, it makes sense. You know, when understood, it makes sense. And believe it or not, it has a lot to do with the way we go about in this world, understanding things on a subatomical level, you know. Everything is conscious. because everything has atoms, protons, neutrons, and electrons in it, you know, and atoms vibrating. And if something is vibrating, it's giving off a frequency. I know it's so crazy to understand when we think of everything is fixed, like a piece of paper that you just think, oh, that's just a piece of paper, or a cup. You just think that's a cup. But the only way that cup is existing because it has these particles. So, and this is science. This can be measured. You know, so it makes sense to me how there could be a connection with everything. Because I know that I have atoms, protons, neutrons in me. And if that object has atoms, protons, neutrons in it, and if it's vibrating, it's giving off a frequency. And if I'm vibrating, I'm giving off a frequency that could cause the connection. Hello, world.